Hello, this is video 11. Today I'm going to be talking about how graphics card works and how they do the jobs. A graphics card job is very important to using your computer. In this video we will be looking at the parts of a video card and explaining about what they do. Think of your computer as being a person. When you want to draw something, you think about how it's going to be drawn. When you start to draw it on a piece of paper, you think in your mind how it's supposed to be drawn and all that nice stuff, like the curves and etc., etc. In the end, your idea is now a picture on a piece of paper that you and everybody else can see. A graphics card works the same way, but instead of your brain thinking about what to draw, the CPU is telling software, which sends the information to the graphics card. Let's say it takes the picture, software reads the picture, sends it over to the hardware, which is your graphics card, and the graphics card is now the hand and fingers, and figures out how to draw the picture on the screen using pixels to make the image. Then once it's done, it sends the completed picture down your monitor cable, and there it is on your screen. Creating a picture out of binary data is an intensive process. To make a 3D picture, the graphics card creates wireframe from straight lines. Then it rasterizes the picture, a rendering algorithm for displaying three-dimensional shapes on a computer. It also adds in the lighting, the texture, and the color. And just like before, how you draw it on a piece of paper, it basically draws it out onto the monitor paper. It's basically what a video card does. Alright, so let's say in most games today, your video card has to do this about 50 to 80 times per second. Can you think about drawing 50 to 80 pictures per second? That's a lot of work to do. And especially if you don't have like a graphics card, you have an integrated graphics card like on laptops and on most of the store-bought computers, then it's kind of hard for them to process the game graphics. It's too much of an intensive load on the CPU to run. So that's why in a gaming machine you do not use integrated graphics on any gaming machine you build. A graphics card uses four main parts to get the job done: a connection to the motherboard for data and power, a processor to figure out what to do with each pixel on the screen, memory to hold the data about each pixel and temporarily store the information about completed pictures, a monitor to display the final result. Next we talk about how the processor and the memory works. In a graphics card, the processor is called a GPU, Graphics Processing Unit. A GPU is created just for performing the complex mathematical and geometric calculations that are required for graphics rendering. The memory is generally greatly faster than your PC's memory, because of the fast memory in your graphics card must be fast to efficiently produce graphics. So let's say you have slow DDR1 around there, DDR PC100 around there, and it's only running at 330 megahertz. And let's say you're running a fast-paced game, you're going to skip a couple frames and it's going to be jittery. So that's why generally in your video card, they have faster memory on the video card than on your desktop. So basically, the memory in your video card has to be faster than the memory on your computer, or you have skippy graphics. Just like in your motherboard, your computer graphics card is a printed board that has a processor and RAM. It also has input and output system, a BIOS chip, as everybody would know them, which stores the card settings and performs diagnostics on the memory and startup. Let's say when you first turn on your computer and you see the post screen, you know, the thing that lists your drives and how much memory and your CPU, and you know, on a store-bought computer, usually if it's an E machine, you see a big E, gray E on there. That's basically it has the same thing on a graphics card, since the graphics card has a GPU, which is processor basically, and memory, and it has a BIOS chip. Just for information. it does the diagnostics at diagnostics on the memory at startup. So when you turn on your graphics card, it does a full diagnostic on your memory and to make sure everything works correctly. When a GPU creates images, it needs somewhere to hold the information and completed pictures. It uses the card's RAM, remember that fast stuff I was talking about, remember? For storing data about each and every pixel, its color, and its location on the screen. Some parts of the RAM can act as a frame buffer. I'm having problems today. Meaning it stores completed pictures until it's time for them to be displayed. Basically, it uses the RAM as storage, so that, like, let's say you're playing a game, it creates the frames, and then it stores them in memory until it's time for them to be displayed. That's basically how that works. Video card's RAM is very high speed, and this is the only way that works. And it is dual ported, meaning that data can be written and read at the same time. The RAM connects to a DAC converter that converts digital signal to an analog signal. Some video cards have multiple RAM DACs that improve the performance and support more than one monitor. So on your laptop, it's basically integrated video, but it's still not good. It does support dual monitors. That's a DAC converter, and most of every computer today have multiple DAC converters. Video cards connect to the motherboard and supplies power to the card and allows it to communicate with the CPU. New cards need more power than the motherboard can give out, so generally you connect a lead from the power supply to the video card so it can be powered. Video cards connect through one of the three connections: PCI, AGP, and PCI Express. PCI Express is the newer and faster than the other two and has the fastest rates than the other two connections. Also, PCI Express allows the use of 2 video cards and 1 computer that allow up to use 6 monitors: DVI, VGA, and SPDIO. Most people only use 1 monitor, but if you need 2 different monitors, you need to buy a dual head video card. Dual head means it has a DVI and VGA out. You can connect a CRT monitor to a DVI port using a DVI adapter, DVI to VGA adapter. That enables you to connect your regular old standard monitor into a DVI port. If you're running 2 video cards in your computer, 2 PCI Express video cards, I forget what it's called, but I think it's a FireBridge or something like that. I can't remember. But what it basically does is it links 2 video cards together, and you can have up to 6 monitors. That's using DVI, VGA, and S-Video. That's basically how a video card works. Basically, you can think of it as you drawing a picture on a piece of paper. It basically does the same thing but on your monitor, but faster. This would be the video for today at 8 o'clock. I hope you found the inner workings of a video card as fascinating as I thought. Until next time, goodbye.